Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ben and All Parts Facebook page. Welcome to all of our YouTube followers. So here we are on Friday morning here at the shop at Ben and All Parts. We're going to highlight a few jobs today that we have been working on and trying to get them ready to go for the customer. Talk a little bit about the first one is the 427 we've been working on. In the past couple, 3 weeks or so, we've kind of been highlighting this build on the 427 as it's gone along, doing the block work, the engine assembly, and so on. So what we're going to talk about today and what we're going to show you today is we had promised you that we would show this thing, this engine running on the stand after we got it completed, and we're going to do that this morning. But before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about this engine, tell you a little bit about it, give you a little bit of history on it. So this is an iconic 427 cubic inch Corvette engine. It's 435 horse tri-power. This particular one is going in a 67 Corvette convertible. Numbers matching. Everything on this engine is a numbers matching, from the heads to the block to the water pump. The only thing that's really not numbers matching right now is this distributor, and you guys are going to say, well, that ain't the right distributor. Well, let me tell you a little bit about that. This is a transistorized ignition on this 427. So rather than try and use the customer's transistorized plug wires and his distributor, we elected to run it on our house distributor with just using our regular spark plug wires, because we didn't want to take any chance in damaging the customer's plug wires. That'll be put on at the end after it's actually put in the car. But for purposes of cranking it and running it and letting you listen to it, we put our distributor in it, put our plug wires on it. This is just an old HCI distributor. You know, GM started using this distributor effective in the 1973 models and used it all the way up to, I guess, till they started switching over to fuel injection, probably late 70s, early 80s, I guess it is, 83, 84, 85, somewhere along in there. Still a real popular distributor. A lot of aftermarket guys will convert over to an HCI style distributor because it's all enclosed coil and all's in the cap. So anyway, talk a little bit about this. So this is a tri-power. You can see it's got 3 carburetors on it. This is the fuel system, fuel log, fuel delivery system. Got 1 fuel line running to each carburetor. Got the factory Big Bock valve covers on it. It's these particular carburetors are they're kind of vacuum assisted as well as mechanical. So we're running this engine right now. We're running it off the center carburetor, which is a single 2-barrel carburetor. That's the one we're running it on, to run it and break it in. This engine has been through a couple heat cycles already, so it's pretty much ready to fire up and run. We want to do a little running demonstration of it this morning, let you listen to it and enjoy the sound of a real iconic 427 Chevy Big Block tri-power motor. This car, I spoke with the customer yesterday. This car is about ready for the engine. So once we do this last and final run-in, break-in period on this engine, we'll get it off the stand and get it to the customer, and so he can get it in the vehicle. So all this stuff, like I said earlier, all these plug wires and all that'll be changed out. The original factory stuff will go back on it once it's gotten into the car. So we want to protect all that original new stuff and not take any chances on damaging it or so forth, or getting burning the plug wire or anything like that. So it's got our headers on it. We're running our headers on it. That's just something we like to run with. We don't have the customer's exhaust manifolds. He's got them, so we're running with headers. Got headers on both sides. Got a single fan belt on it to turn the water pump. Balancers on it. Timing's all set, so it's everything's pretty much ready to start. So we'll give it a crank here and see if we can get it started up for you. Let you listen to it, and then hope you enjoy it. It really sounds really awesome. I think it's going to be a real super nice car once you get this engine installed into it. Then after we get done running this and talking a little bit about it, a little more about it, we'll show you our next project, which is right around the corner. Right after this one, it's a 327 Corvette motor, also going in a Corvette. I think this one's a 65 Corvette, 327 small journal. So anyway, let's get this thing started up. I'm going to turn on some fuel here, and I'm going to walk around here and hook my battery up, get this stand ready to go. So everything's hooked up, fuel's on. So let's get some ignition here and see what happens. So here we go. Cold natured. So wow, there's nothing like the sound of a big block Chevrolet, especially a tri-power 427. So looks like it's good. We got us about 180 degrees warm-up time. Kind of stabilized at 180 degrees, so I think the temperature is fine. Everything's kind of getting broke in good. So looking around, I don't see any leaks, no drips, no errors. So everything is looking really, really good on this thing. So we will get it off the stand and get it on a little engine roll-around stand for the customer, and he'll get this thing hopefully on Monday. So once again, I hope you've enjoyed the build on the 427. It has been a project. This block had gone through a lot of prepping, a lot of getting everything together to make it work. This is the numbers matching block, numbers matching heads, intake, tri-power setup, all three carburetors. These are all brand new, remanufactured. It's the original carburetors that had been sent and had them remanufactured and put on. Got them on the engine, got the fuel system all hooked up. This is an original equipment, factory Corvette fuel line system, fuel delivery system. Got the original fuel pump. This is the original fuel pump that came off of here. And this is everything's all original. The only thing not original on it is the headers and the starters. And of course, that's the company's headers and starters. So of course we'll change those out and put the original starter back on it for the customer once we take it off the stand. But I hope you've enjoyed this build. I know we have. Glad that we could share it with you and kind of let you see all the steps and processes that have been gone through to get this to the point and the stage that it's at now. Pretty much ready to go in the car. Nice sounding camshaft in it, original equipment camshaft. Of course, it sounds good because we got these open headers on it. Once we get it in the car and he gets his mufflers on it, and it'll tone the sound down a little bit. I hope he doesn't want it quite as loud, but that'll take care of that. So hope you've enjoyed it once again. And before we leave you today, I want to kind of just highlight our next build that's coming up real soon. Matter of fact, we'll probably get started on it next week. We're basically doing this build for, actually it's the same customer that has this 427. We're also doing a 327 for him. This particular engine here, we're not going to crank and run this engine. We're just going to do, we're doing all the machine work, which we've already got done. We're going to put the rotating assembly in it, check bearing clearances, piston rings, gap the rings, put the pistons and rings and rod bearings in it, and crankshaft, timing, camshaft, all that stuff will be put into it, and put the oil pan and front cover on it, and then basically we're going to give it back to him in that state, and then we'll finish up the heads for him, put the heads on at a later date. So anyway, let me kind of pull the cover off of this one real quick and just kind of let you see where we're at on this one. So this is a small journal 327. Going in a 65 model. So we've got the block prepped. It's painted, got our brass freeze plugs in it, and got our main bearing caps on it. It's ready to start installation of the rotating assembly. Of course, the first thing we'll do is we'll lay the crankshaft in it with our main bearings. We'll put our, let me back up. We'll put our main bearings in it first. Top and bottom, we'll torque all the mains down. We'll check our bearing clearances inside, how much clearance we got, and then we'll measure the crankshaft and figure out the difference and see what bearing clearance we actually have. There's as I've mentioned before, we have a number we shoot for. I don't mind sharing it with you. We're on the mains. We're okay with anywhere from 2 thousandths to 2.5 thousandths on a street motor. Okay, this is a street engine. It's not a race car motor. It's not a drag strip motor. It's not really a street strip motor. It's for an iconic 65 Chevrolet that's going to be driven pretty much on a daily basis. And so that's the next step in this. Of course, we'll put the camshaft in it. Got our rods and pistons over here. It's got a nice set of rods and pistons. Got a nice set of TRW forged pistons. This particular one is 40 over. These are the pistons that's going in. It's got a little bit of a dome. You can see it right here on the edge. It's got a little bit of a dome top piston that's going in it. So those are the pistons that will actually be going in the engine. So this one is ready to build. So as I mentioned, that's our next project. So stay tuned on that. We'll try and do a little video next week of this, hopefully getting it assembled. So once again, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the videos. I hope you enjoyed the build on the 427. It has been a real nice build. Most everything the customer brought us was brand new stuff, all original equipment type stuff. So it worked out really well, and we're very proud of it. And I hope you've enjoyed watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed hearing it run. So once again, thanks for tuning in. Look us up on Facebook, Benny and All Parts on Facebook, and then also YouTube followers. You know how to find us on YouTube. So thanks again, and we appreciate you tuning in. We'll holler at you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.